So you see, now we scraped off the lichen. You can see the real problem because the lichen has grown into the letters.
Yeah.
And that's where they're basically hanging on. They're capturing their nutrients.
Yeah.
You know, the water sits in there and everything. So that's the real problem. So,
Okay.
so we're just gonna make sure that's nice and clean and nice and scraped as much as possible there.
Yeah.
On the sides, there's the lichen on this rough stone.
Yeah.
It's tough to do, so what you can do is wet it down and then we can use the brush on it.
Scrub brush.
But we'll worry about the top right now. And then we're going to hit it with the soap. Give it a nice. And then you just start with your brushes. And you just find which brush works the best. And we're going to give it a good lather. Start working on those sides. Some of them have a little bit stiffer bristles.
Yeah.
So if you want to work on those sides like that. And as the soap and everything runs down the sides, it'll kind of work on that lichen anyway and loosen it.
Yeah.
So we'll just start getting into the grooves. Start cleaning out that moss and that lichen and any other dirt. Sometimes you'll have centipedes coming out of them. You have all kinds of creepy crawlers coming out of it.
So if you're going to create a stone that's got lettering like that, it's probably best not to have it flat.
Right, yeah, the flat ones, yeah, there's flat ones, they really, everything just settles on them. Yeah. So then we'll give it a wash in here, real quick washing. And you can already see it looks 100 times better. Yeah, so now we're starting to go in for and that's what's nice about these small stones. It's so quick and rewarding. So we're going to give it some more soap. And then we can start using either the toothbrush or we can see if that will work. Or we even got the bamboo skewers and you can get in there and start scrubbing around those in the letters and whatnot. Start getting out all that moss. It's in there. And you just give that a real quick. And the nice thing about, you can used to use a bottle of water, but the nice thing about the pump sprayer is it gives you a little bit of more cleaning action. It gives you a little bit of force with the water, yeah. Kind of spray it out.
Wow.
So we'll just keep, so we'll just keep working away at these letters. I realize I'm in the shade here. And the nice thing about our cemetery here is we got plenty of shade.
Yeah.
So you're out here in the sun in the morning, and then if you're in the afternoon when it's pretty hot, you can find a nice shady stone to work on.
Yeah, I remember that day we first came across you. You were working in the shade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it was a hot day. Yeah.
So do you work with alone or with a group? Or?
Well, Lock 52 Historic Society
Okay.
is the local historic society here, and so we've not so much contracted with the town, but gotten the town's permission as a society. So there's kind of a organization behind it.
Yeah.
You always want to ask permission if you're doing this. You don't want to just go in and assume somebody wants your headstones cleaned.
Right.
I mean, it's a very nice service, but I guess somebody wants to be responsible for it. So Lock 52 is the kind of the overarching organization in town here that's asked and got permission to do it. And they've said, we can do any of the town cemeteries. So we could go over to the old King Cemetery or the Dixon Cemetery and work on those if we want to. But there's over 4,000 stones here that need work.
Wow.
So we're...
How old is the cemetery, the oldest?
The oldest part of the cemetery is the Aiken family plots, which are 1840s. Ethan Aiken. I think he died in 1825 or 1824. His family plots are over there on the hill, and so the oldest section is over there. And then when the Mount Pleasant Cemetery Association started in 1896 or thereabouts, they took over that. This wasn't even here, and then they added this land to it. And you find your oldest burials are over there, and then they kind of spread out around that. At the Historic Society, we do have maps showing the old section, and the town has given us maps of the newer sections, and a lot of records so we can help people identify or locate.
Now the maps, I think you put them on Dropbox for me, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave them.
That's
Yeah,
a whole series of maps.
yeah. I think there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And the town has very, very good records. They are actually quite detailed for some towns, because some towns have no records whatsoever. They took over these cemeteries and they just have there's no records whatsoever. I mean, we're missing a whole bunch of records here, just because the transitions between the Mount Pleasant Association, the town, and who was before.
Yeah.
Because this used to be called Pine Hill Cemetery, and then it became Mount Pleasant Cemetery. It's Pine Street Cemetery. It goes under a whole bunch of different names.
And then those records all had to be computerized at one point.
And our town superintendent now, Lucy Ware, has done an excellent job of Lucy Ware and her husband, who is now passed. Bob did an excellent job of digitizing and making the record searchable. So I'm going to give it a final rinse here, and we can see it's a lot better. And we can actually, we can zoom in right on this stuff and try to. It's tough because the water just wants to lay in that, and that's the problem, every time. And then at this point, we could look back and we can see if there's more that we wanted to scrape out.
Yeah.
How finicky we want to get with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
If you really want to get it cleaned out, you get them cleaned out. And then,
Come up and watch.
and then what we'll do is, once everything's cleaned, we'll come up and treat it with the D2 solution, and that biocide will continue to work on it. It'll get into the letters, it'll lay in there. You'll actually see the stone kind of turn orange as the chemical works, and it'll lay there. It'll protect it, but it'll also kill anything that's living on there.
And you
it's
said
safe.
you do that after it's dry.
We'll do that after, yeah. I keep that because it's so expensive that I'll go out and spray them, just so we keep tabs on that.
Do you spray that pure or diluted?
Pure, I put it on pure, so.
You know, it would be a good idea if you had a battery-operated leaf blower.
They do have battery operated. You see online, a lot of them have a battery operated. It's not so much a pressure washer; it's just a handheld sprayer.
Yeah.
And so it maintains an even spray and whatnot. But I think you can see that's so much better.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's-
you can read it now.
So basically, in short, wet, scrape, then wet it again. Remove that stuff. Then soap, scrub, wet, soap, scrub, wet. Just keep that process going until you get done. You work from big brushes down to little brushes until you're down to your bamboo skewers, if you want to go that detailed. And then give it a final spray. We take a picture of it for Find a Grave, and so somebody can come find that now, and it also documents that the stone has been cleaned. And in 10 years, if it's grows over again, at least somebody can see when it's clean. And then we'll give it the final D2 spray when we're all done.
So on Find a Grave, if you add that picture, it doesn't replace.
No, it just
picture
adds it.
that's on
Yeah, just adds it. To
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, if there's one in there, usually I look on Find a Grave, and if there's a picture there and it's not so good, and I can take a better picture, I'll take it and I'll add it. The other one stays there, but it just
Okay,
adds
so you're
yours.
not replacing.
Also, on some of them, the picture's there, but there's no location data. So if you have a location services turned on your phone, it'll actually record the GPS of this grave.
Yeah.
So that way somebody can come and find it. They'll lead it right to them. And so some of the ones you see when you're in there, you'll see it has a little icon that means that there's no location data.
Yeah.
So when you take a picture, it'll update that. So it'll
Automatic.
Oh,
automatically update if you
Wow,
have your
okay.
location services turned on your
Okay.
phone. So
Or you can take a GPS reading and then put that
yeah,
on.
yeah. So anyway, so that's the process.
Nice.
Very nice. So you're going to do King family here, you said?
Yeah, well, that's,
Some of these?
Well, we
yeah,
were
it was
gonna
just
do
the
this
two of
one.
them.
Okay,
because
Richard,
it's
all right.
starting.
All right.
That one
Yeah.
should be fairly easy because there's not a lot of
Yeah.
flaking on it.
Yep. All right. Very good. And there is more kits over there if you find you want to tag team these or whatever.
Oh boy.
And then what you can do is, if you can get down on your hands and knees, or just kneel,
Or
bend
bend over.
over,
I
and
found one.
scrape off what you can, and then you start using your. You can give it the big brush and just see how it goes, or you can start getting down with the smaller brushes, and work your way into the cracks. That one there, you might be able to use the corner. And these are cheap, so you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta make a kit.
No, that's not much of a. That's more of a line, isn't it? It's not even a crack, really.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not even. It's more of a line. Yeah. So these are incised. It's interesting they put a period behind the dates.
Yeah. Why do they do that?
Oh,
Just
Period. That's the end.
period at the end.
yeah.
Yeah. So then just give it soap. So you get one of these is soap and one's water. And the only reason I do the water in this trigger bottle is because it's just as easy to when you're scrubbing.
Sure.
And we got plenty of soap. The soap is cheap, so we got plenty of soap. So and then you just use whatever size brush works.
Did you take a picture before you started?
No, you did.
Did I take a picture of him?
Yes, you did.
Oh, good. I'm glad I remembered. I'm glad you remembered what I did.
And as you wet and scrub and wash, you'll see spots that are kind of, hanging on there for dear life, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have to work at.
Yeah.
Well, this one's pretty simple. I mean, this is going to be mostly just cleaning out the letters.
Yeah.
So,
I see one up here I want to do.
okay, great.
I really wanna-
Well, if you want another kit, there's more. I just don't have an extra. I only got 2 bottles but you can share the spray bottle, the pump bottle,
Oh, okay.
or the garden sprayer.
Okay.
So I'll be over here if you got any questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you.